Say hi, Lisa.
Hey guys.
And there she is. I got you on camera now. There you go. I mean, you're not on camera, but your photo is. So I'm talking to Lisa now. So, okay, girl. First of all, what the heck happened? I don't know. I don't know if you're allowed to say, but I mean, you wrote it publicly that Cosette threatened to sue you if you don't take the
Correct.
video down.
Yes, for defamation.
You guys watching us right now, can you let that just sink in for a second? Lisa bought a bag from that because she saw Mel in Melbourne promote that. Mel, please address this situation finally. I can't with you anymore. But anyway, she buys a bag, gets it authenticated through her own sources, right? Your own way. And then it turns out it's not authentic, allegedly. And then she makes a video about it. I even reported about it. Cosette then apparently told you, like, take the video down or we're going to sue?
Yep.
And I mean, did you answer that? Like, did you like tell them like, excuse me? Like,
Yeah, and I actually happen to be an attorney, so not my specialty though whatsoever. And, honestly, it was a choice between, because I'm an attorney, I know exactly how much legal costs would be. And, for me to defend that kind of lawsuit, even though I absolutely felt like I was completely in the right with the video, it wasn't, as they say, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Like it wasn't, I'm a tiny little creator. I just hit 2,000 subscribers. So, yeah, so I took it down and there we are.
yeah, but how they like, do you know? Oh, this is pure bullying.
Yes.
Because
absolutely. But I've heard they've done it before, is allegedly, as you would say.
I always say allegedly. But you guys, listen, I've seen Lisa's video when she first published it, because obviously I reported about it and I made a video myself about it back in April. And I can tell you one thing from what I've seen you say in the video, you were super kind. You were very careful. You were very, very, very soft spoken about, allegations. You were not blaming anybody. Like, you were really too kind, even. Like, you were sharing your experience and that's it.
And that's actually, I think I told you, I think in maybe like your first video about it, in my comment, it really was just me trying to do a PSA to just let people know, like, please, like, wherever you get your bag from. And frankly, I almost feel like now it's kind of scary that we've heard about fakes coming from the actual boutiques, but that's rare and far between. But if you get your bag from anywhere else, I just wanted people to know, like, get your bag re-authenticated. Like I do it with every bag that I buy that's not from the boutique. And especially given that I had heard what had happened previously with Cosette and what had happened, I knew the second that bag hit my doorstep that I would get it authenticated, especially because of what happened. So, yeah, obviously I was shocked. And then when I had a subscriber that then reached out, because she actually paused my video, like zoomed in because I held up my certificate that was sent with the bag. And she like zoomed in and saw the exact same unique code on hers, that it matched hers. And I believe that there was a second subscriber, although I never heard back from her what happened, but she also had the same unique, quote unquote, the unique code, which, I think if we all look up the definition of unique, having the same code is not unique.
No, exactly. Now we know the code is debunked. Well, it depends for which brand, but at least for YSL.
Well, this was the unique code on the authenticity certificate. So like the certificate code
of the company certifying the authenticity.
Yes.
They issued their own code. Yeah.
Correct. And so, but obviously if it's based on my bag, which is a unique bag, you would think then that the unique code for the certificate would be different because it's a different bag. And
okay, I'm going to say something. Well, first of all, I have a question for you. So did Cosette say they would not refund you unless you took the video down?
No. And that's actually the one thing that concerned me when I made the video was that originally I didn't hear back from them. Now, granted, I needed to give them the opportunity. I'm in the New York, the Eastern time zone. Obviously, they're in Australia, but even given the time zone difference, I hadn't heard from them. And I did reach out to Mel, and Mel was very, very helpful. And she was, like I said, incredibly helpful in the whole process, and talked to Cosette and, was trying, and she helped, my subscriber get there. But I think sort of like the people in the current affair episode that, that Australia had, they were willing to give me back my money. It was just a matter of, the problem is that they have a 7-day return policy. And so it's, if you have ordered a bag and you're not in Australia, there's no way in that you're going to get a bag back to them in 7 days. And unfortunately, the return policy doesn't state whether they need to receive it within 7 days or whether it needs to be like postmarked within 7 days. It's not clear. I read through their return policies over and over again, and it just says 7 days. Doesn't say received, doesn't say postmarked. It's ambiguous. But yeah, no, originally their original email was sort of like, well, send us what you have, because, we want to see it. And so I was a little scared that they may not refund my money, because from my perspective, regardless of whether my bag was authentic or not, I wanted a refund, and I was within the 7 days. So, from my perspective, I was just sort of sharing that information with them, sort of like, hey, just FYI, I want a refund. And by the way, I got this information back. So, yeah. But like I said, then I did hear from them, and they were, pretty frequently responded to my requests. And I, had some follow-up emails with them about questioning sort of what their process was, which I don't feel comfortable probably talking live about.
Okay, that's fine.
But I will just say that it seemed a little odd to me. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, no, I sent it back. And like I said, my subscriber also got her money back, same kind of thing. We both got refunded. We asked for obviously shipping labels given the situation so that we didn't have to send them back at our expense. And both of us did get our real authentication fee that we paid back as well. So
when did they in time then send the threat? After all of that?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. I was surprised. Needless to say.
Well, at least it's good to hear that Mel can be helpful, but she needs to be here now. You know what I mean? We need her now. But it's good to hear that she helped you. That's nice.
Yeah, she was incredibly helpful. I cannot say enough good things about,
That's awesome. That's good to hear. Nina S. says, I think Mel in Melbourne, I'm going to paraphrase here, might be legally gagged.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, that, pretty much once we got through everything and once I got my refund, my correspondence with her, I think, ended. I may have let her know about what happened with the legal thing, but I can't remember. I'd have to go back through my DMs.
No, don't worry about it.
On Instagram.
This is something I wanted to know. Remember, I don't know if you watched the video I made about just speculating, is it possible that these luxury brands are in cahoots with the counterfeit market and that they are actually behind it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did see it. Yes.
Now, having said that, I want to share something with you. Very interesting. Just to back up this theory that I'm having. Like, for example, we've just seen now the example of Fleur sharing with us the YSL bag, and I've learned, and some of us else in the chats have learned, that those stamps inside those bags are not authenticity stamps, but are just model and date code stamps. So then I asked, well, does YSL do microchips that can give more information? And people in the chat say, no, they don't think they do microchips. And I'm like, okay, so a company that big, why would it not do this, because the technology is really cheap. It's not expensive to put an RFISD, whatever it's called, chip inside of. It doesn't cost much. Why not do it? You know? And somebody might say, no, it is still expensive. Well, okay, let's go back to the year 2015. And in the year 2015, I purchased ring, this little baby here, this silicone Gidget from Moschino. Okay. This is literally a piece of silicone, you guys. Doesn't have any leather on it. It doesn't have any component. It's one piece of molded silicone. Okay. It comes in this pack. I got it from the Moschino website, from the Moschino boutique directly. I still have the original packaging because I'm a sucker for it. I always collect everything. And look at this, you guys. Even this silicone piece of nothing came with its own authenticity. Let me show you. I'm going to cover it up because it has its own special code. And it has a scanning. Okay, so at the bottom of this container, there's a sticker from Moschino that says, check the authenticity on www.certilogo.com by using the following code. And they typed in a unique code to one silicone piece of nothing. It has its own freaking code. And they can't do it for a freaking leather bag. Hold on, it fell down. Well, let me just pick it up. So it has its own code. Not only does it have its own code, it says if you don't want to read this code, you can just scan the QR code. And there's also, I'm going to cover both of them because I don't want anybody, because this code, there you go. I'm going to cover it up and show you. There you go. So this is how it looks. Now, why am I covering this code in particular? I'm covering it up for several reasons. One, because obviously I don't want anybody to copy the code. But two, Moschino and in general, IFE that produces Moschino, they have developed this system, this incredible system of when you scan this code online on certilogo.com, it's going to tell you where this silicone phone was purchased, which authorized Moschino dealer got this phone into their shop. And it will also tell you when it was purchased. So obviously, by seeing this code, you would see where I bought it and when. But I mean, you see how easy this system is? They've already done it for silicone, for frickin' sake. Like, why doesn't YSL and these bigger brands, why don't they do this? And this to me is super shady that they're not doing it. Because this just more pushes the fact that if they did it, they would maybe expose themselves more to, you know, fakes, non-fakes. Oh, we also make the fakes ourselves. I don't know. I'm just thinking, what's the reason behind this? They're already charging us 50 times more than these things are worth by buying a $4,000 YSL bag that went up in price also double since the pandemic. Why not give us an authenticity stamp or QR code or a means of scanning it online and finding out where the bag was purchased? Or,
yeah, no, I mean, it's an interesting theory.
Like,
for sure.
Right? Like, why is a silicone case like what's the word? Authenticatable? Authenticatable?
Capable of being authenticated.
Yeah, why is that? Yeah, exactly. Why? Why is a phone case, a silicone phone case, capable of being authenticated, and a huge bag out of leather for 4K isn't? Like, fake proof, but a bag isn't. Exactly. Silicone case, fake proof, bag in leather isn't. It boggles the mind. Why would these brands make it like that? And also, when Chanel implemented their little metal plaques, they took out the authenticity cards and they, took out the stickers and they implemented those ugly ass metal things that take away half the size of the space of the tiny micro bags anyway.
Right.
And we all thought, oh, there's a microchip in there.
Yeah, no, it's just a code.
It's not a microchip. There's nothing in there. I was like, why make it so thick then? Oh, yeah, because, what technology? You could have made a flat little plaque hidden in a pocket so it doesn't annoy me when I get in and out of the bag. And no, it's not even a microchip. It's beyond me. Like, seriously. Now, at least that code is now connected to the purchase bill.
Correct. Right. They enter it when they.
So at least we have that happening now. So when you buy a bag nowadays, the bag that's on the metal little plaque is also printed on your bill, on your invoice. Thin consolation, because if somebody gets a hold of that code, they can copy a bill and make a fake bag and just etch the code onto the little metal plaque, the same exact code, and bam, you got yourself a replica.
Yep, absolutely. I will say it was interesting. I returned a Louis Vuitton bag. This was probably 4 or 5 months ago. And I noticed that when she took it over like to the counter, she had a little handheld device in her hand and went like into the bag and I presume what she was doing was scanning it.
Yes.
To make sure that it was an authentic item. Now, I've also returned a Louis Vuitton item, my Pochette Matisse East West from the Monogram, that they didn't do a thing. They just threw it back on the shelf and whatever. So wouldn't say it's consistent, but I was at least impressed with the one that she did.
Yeah, they should always scan it. But so they didn't even take it to the back and then scanned it without you seeing?
Nope.
Oh, wow. They just don't care. Some of them just don't. Yeah. But yes, that's definitely what they do. Like this packing cube. Oh, gosh. Hold on. I can't lift it. The little one. So when they do scan it, it's right up here, that chip. I also saw them do it in the boutique. They get all the information access when they scan the chip on their own phones, on their business phones, not their private phones. Right. The company phones has all the information on all the bags. And these chips have a code, which is a key. When they scan it in the store, that key unlocks the information on their computer pertaining to your specific bag. And this is how they then immediately see, okay, this bag was purchased then from that store. It was sent from that factory to that store on that date. Very fascinating. But there you go. LV is doing it. Why aren't the others doing it?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, obviously, even like you said, with Chanel's new plates, I mean, those can be faked just as easily as a sticker. I mean,
oh my God, they're so easily faked.
Yeah. I mean, I can walk down Canal Street here and probably find a million of them. So.
Lisa, honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, and again, this is just my speculation, you guys, we're alleging everything here. Lisa is just speaking, it's her opinion. She's alleging everything, and so am I, okay? So don't come for us. So I'm a huge collector of Chanel sunglasses. In the past, when Luxottica took over the production and distribution of Chanel sunglasses in the late 90s, the first few years of production, you would get with every pair of sunglasses purchased, whether it be from an authorized retailer of Chanel or directly at the boutique, you would get an authenticity card, just like the bags. It had a different design on it. It didn't have the golden frame around it, but it was a plastic card. It said Chanel on it, certificate of authenticity, with the unique serial code on it. Then, for the sake of sustainability, the greenwashing of it all, they said they're not going to make the plastic cards anymore. They started first with the glasses. A couple of years later, what followed? The bags. They stopped making their credit card shaped cards. And now, basically, you don't get an authentication anything for your glasses, except on the sunglasses, also on the ophthalmic glasses, they will etch in the authenticity code into either the temples or the lenses. That code used to match the code on the plastic authenticity card. You don't get that anymore. Now you just get a little paper booklet in which at the back of the paper booklet it says that the retailer has to stamp the stamp from their shop, write the date which you purchased the glasses, and the code, the serial code of the glasses. Do you know how many retailers do that?
I'm guessing none. I'll have to go check. I just bought a pair of Chanel sunglasses from 23A, and I'll have to go look at my book now and see. And I bought it directly from the Madison Avenue, or not the Madison, the 57th Street flagship boutique.
Oh, you bought it from the flagship? Mm-hmm. The flagship, at least at least the flagship gives you a Chanel bill. The code of the glasses should be on the bill. However, since Chanel deems their sunglasses to be like the lowest, cheapest product they have there, they don't really care. This is why I don't like to buy Chanel sunglasses from their boutiques, because they will 99% of the time they're not going to give you the original cartouche, the actual case for the glasses that they originally came in. They're just going to go in the bag, fetch whatever they find, and they're just going to put your glasses in that case. And you might not get the case that the glasses actually should go into.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that they were.
And this is particularly important now, Lisa, because especially for their boutique exclusives, they do special little details. Luxottica makes like for example, I have here the sunglasses. Here I have a case. So like the double C that's on the case, I don't know if you're watching me right now as you're talking to me, but if you're also watching the screen, but that little double C, if it's like a special model sunglasses, they're going to color it in a different color. It's going to be in a different material. It might be pink if the temples are pink. It might have a lacquered white extra patina if the glasses have some enamel on them. Like, you know, they're going to make the case specially for the glasses. But in the boutique, they don't care. Everything is mixed up. Yeah, you're just going to get what you get. And they're not going to stamp the back booklet, but at least you're going to have the model of your glasses printed on your bill with the Chanel bill. And you can fold that bill and put it in the back of your booklet. That's fine as well. That is like just as if they had an authenticity stamp. But if you're buying it at an authorized Chanel eyewear dealer, that is not a Chanel boutique, but just some optician that has the right to sell Chanel, 99% of the time they forget to stamp the back and write the name of the optician, you know, what shop you bought them at and the date. And that's bad, because then like you're missing a part of the documentation necessary to authenticate your glasses somewhere in the future, if need be.
Interesting.
So, but Chanel took away the card. Interesting that they still kept, this is so cheap. They kept the slot for the card in the booklet. They still make the same booklet from 10 years ago, but there's no more card.
I'll have to go, like I said, I'll have to go check of course, I never look at those things. They just get thrown in the box and, you know, up on a shelf. So.
Yeah. And so just a little, so that's an information for you guys in case you really want to get the right case for your sunnies. Some are generic because a lot of their glasses are generic. That's fine. But the special ones, they have like really, really special cases. And why not get the special case that they should be coming in? You know what I mean? Like it was made, you're paying extra money for it. Might as well get the special case. So yeah, they didn't bother to redesign the cards. Lazy Team says, hey, not only did they not bother to redesign the cards, they stopped making them all together to save money. They're using the pretense of saying, well, you know, sustainability, less plastic. Yeah, but cheaper. It's cheaper for you to manufacture, but hold on a minute. You just raised your prices yet again. So what is the consumer getting extra if we're paying more and more and more? Several times a year, there's a price increase. But the quality of your like merch that goes around the product you're purchasing isn't changing. The shopping bags at Chanel are a travesty now. That pulp paper, like what is that? Especially in America, Chanel used to have the most beautiful shopping bags. They were all glossy. Do you remember them like from like 15 years ago?
Yeah, they were. And I really wish they'd bring back the old camellias. I hate those paper things. They're just horrible.
The old camellias were so gorgeous. They were made in fabric. Amazing. And in America, every Chanel boutique had its own special shopping bag. When you purchase something at Chanel in America, whether it be West Coast, East Coast, you would always get black glossy shopping bag. Europe always had the mattified black shopping bags, but like also plastified. But mattified, America had glossy, and France, 31 Rue Cambon, had its special white 31 Rue Cambon bag, which they still have now, but they've also downgraded it to the paper pulp version. It's no longer that high-end shopping bag. So yeah.
Yeah. Wherever they can save a buck.
I know. It's just, anyway.
Increase our price by 18%, but wherever you can save a buck.
Terrible, terrible. Lisa, tell us where we can find you on social media so all the peeps can follow you.
Sure. I mean, they're both the same, luxury and life in the middle. It's all one word on Instagram, and I think there's spaces in it on YouTube. But yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me. I don't have a TikTok, or actually maybe I do, but I think maybe there's like 3 videos up. So don't follow me on TikTok. There's nothing to see. But
I'm also like really slow for TikTok. It just, yeah. I guess I'm not that generation anymore. I don't know.
Yes, my children are, but yeah, it's just, I like long form content, so I'll stick to YouTube.
Yeah, I like long form content too, for sure. So you guys be sure to follow Lisa on her YouTube channel and on Instagram. And while you're at it, you can give this old hag, me, also a follow. Thank you. Thumb up the video if you're enjoying it. And until next time, never forget to never give up on love, you guys. And Lisa, thank you so much for calling in. This was very insightful and helpful for all of us. And I mean, I really hope we get to the bottom of this Cosette situation. And hopefully now that I've mentioned, like, the people are going to start sending in their authenticity cards and, like, not cards, but like for the people who have authenticated it with Cosette's authentication process, whatever that is, if they received these authentication codes, and if like 10 certificates all have the same code, then the jig is up. You know what I mean? At a certain point. So hopefully we're going to get to the bottom of this, you guys.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for having me.
And, you know, for these big brands that think they can bully us, the consumer, into submission and silence, you got another thing coming. We have the freedom of speech and we have the right to share our experiences with others. We're not doing this to defame anybody. We wish everybody the best luck in the world. But we also, as consumers, stick together and we help each other out. This is our hard-earned money, and we wish to purchase products that are authentic, if we want to purchase authentic products, of course, and we want to be safe. And the only way we can be safe is if we share with each other our experiences. And how else can we share with each other our experiences? The best way to do it is to have a social media platform. So you got another thing coming if you think you're going to come for us and silence all of us, because we're not standing ferret. We're living ferret. Okay. Thank you so much, Lisa. And until next time, never give up on love, babes.
Thanks. Take care.
Take care. Bye.